Hi, everyone. This is Sarah from Soul Heart Intuitive Coaching. Hope you are enjoying your weekend. We're here to discuss the energies for the week from January 12th to the 18th. With all of the energy that's going on right now, there's a huge concentration of it in Cancer and in Pisces. And so I want you to pay attention to what your heart wants and what your heart needs this week. It's really important. It's going to help you to get to the direction that you need to go. So just very quickly, but if you want to know more, feel free to go to my website, soulheartintuitivecoaching.com. I have more information that's there. So we're going to get started with the energies for each of the sun and rising signs. So pay attention to what is important for your sun and rising sign. And like always, we're going to start off with Aries. So Aries, your card this week is children. This is time for you to get in touch with that inner child. Let or spend time with other children, but let that childlike side of yourself out. It shouldn't necessarily be difficult for you, but let that childlike side out. Be curious, have wonder, ask questions, being being I want to say be inquisitive, but that's the same thing. Just let yourself be childlike. Do whatever you wanted to do as a kid, and maybe you'd never got to do it, or whatever makes your heart sing, whatever brings you joy, whatever brings you energy. That's what I want you to concentrate on this week. Taurus, yours is ebb and flow. There is a direction that is things are coming in and things are going out. And you really need to pay attention to what's coming in and what's going out because each one is going to give you clues. Each one is going to give you little hints about what it is that makes the most sense for you as you're going forward. There's always an ebb and flow in life, but that can be a little bit more difficult, I think, for you, Taurus, because you don't necessarily want to feel that ebb and flow. You want to have the energy be more constant, but there isn't a constant energy right now. Things are changing, things are shifting. So pay attention to where things are changing and where they're shifting, because that's going to give you really good indicators of where you need to pay attention to what's going on in your life right now. Gemini, yours is shape shift. This is a this is a time that you would enjoy. You like the changeability of things, and things are shifting and things are changing. Allow them to shift, allow them to change, allow them to take course and take whichever direction they're going to go in. It's important that you allow the change to unfold exactly as it is seen. Don't try and put too much energy telling into telling the energy what exactly it is that it's going to do for you. Just allow the energy to unfold naturally. Cancer, yours is love. This is self-love, not necessarily love of others. This is loving yourself. This is tapping into that sense of self-love. This is being true to who you are, giving yourself the space and the recognition of what it is that you've done, what you've accomplished, who it is that you are. This is being true to your self-worth, having good self-esteem, loving yourself exactly as you are. So love yourself as you are this week, Cancer. Leo, yours is gratitude. Be grateful for what you have in your life. In order for you to bring in what it is that you're looking for, the first step is to have gratitude. So be grateful for everything that is unfolding in your life. I know that can be easier said than done, especially when things aren't going the way that you expect or the way that you anticipate. But be grateful for those things. And if you can find gratitude for them, then the things that you truly want can start to come in. So the first step, Leo, is for you to be grateful. Virgo, yours is activation. With the South Node moving into your sign, this is definitely going to be a moment of activation for you over the course of the next 18 months. Allow yourself to be activated. There's a reason for that activation. There's a reason for you to feel those triggers and those blocks and everything else. You just don't know what they look like yet. You don't know what is going to transpire over a course of that period of time. But it's important for you to look into what it is that you're feeling, what is triggering you, what is activating you, and allow those feelings to come into the surface and figure out a way for you to approach them and a way for you to deal with them in the way that is the most important to your growth as a soul. It can be really easy to have our triggers and act them out on other people, but our triggers are our triggers. They're not anybody else's triggers. They're ours for a reason. So, what is it that's triggering you, and what is it that it's telling you? It's got important information in there if you can just allow that trigger to come out. So, Virgo, your card is activation. Libra, yours is perception. What is your perception? Or do you need to have a different perception? A lot of times it can be really easy to get stuck into one way of thinking, but it's important for you to open up your perception, open up your mind to something different, something from a higher perspective, and allow that perception to help guide you and to show you the direction that you need to go in. Perception is important, and in some ways, it can be everything. If you can look at something from a higher perspective or from a more positive perspective instead of a negative perspective, like most of us tend to jump towards, then you can have space. And space is really important. You don't always want to be triggered. You want to approach the triggers and deal with them as they come up. And perception can be part of that. So it's an opportunity for you to have a different perception, a higher perception of what's going on. So look at it from a soul perspective instead of perspective that you look at it from your everyday life. And this can help you to move forward and to accomplish what it is that you're looking to accomplish. Scorpio, yours is abundance. This doesn't necessarily mean abundance in the traditional way that you would think of, although it can. This is more along the lines of, oh, what is coming into you at this point in time? Is it an abundance of good, or is it an abundance of more negative type of things? If it's the former, then great. It means that you're on your way. You're dealing with your issues, you're approaching things in the direction that you need to approach them in, and the universe is recognizing that and it is giving you rewards, so to speak, for doing that. But if you have an abundance of negative things in there, then this is an indicator for you that you have some work to do. What is the information that's coming in, and how can you start to tackle that information and that abundance of negativity so that you can start to see the more positive side of things coming in? Whenever something negative comes into our life, it is there to teach us something. It is there to teach you something. What is the lesson that you need to learn so that you can move forward? And with that abundance of information, you can take that leap forward. Sagittarius, yours is goddess of air. So you're a fire sign. Fire and air can make any number of possibilities. They work well together. This is an opportunity for you to harness that air energy and to come up with some remarkable idea. There could be a spark of information that comes into your head and leads you in this new direction. Allow that spark to come into you and to light you up, and then tap into that goddess of air and try and come up with your messaging and everything else that is going to help take you into whatever the direction is that you're going in. Tap into the goddess of air this week, Sagittarius. Capricorn, yours is ancient wisdom. There's all kinds of wisdom that's out there, and we don't always recognize it for what it is. Sometimes we just think that people have their own viewpoints and maybe they need to get a new one. But sometimes you need to look at the ancient wisdom, and it has information that's out there for you, something that you hadn't even considered or thought of. So tap into that ancient wisdom, see what information it has to teach you, and see where it can take you. It could take you on a whole new journey that you never even expected that it would. This is a task that you can accomplish, not necessarily, you don't have to do it right away, but you should tackle it sooner rather than later. Look into what that wisdom has to tell you. This could be a wisdom from an elder of yours or somebody who has a different perspective than you. But take that wisdom to heart, take that advice to heart, and see what information it can provide to you. It will help to give you answers, which is what you're ultimately searching for right now. Aquarius, yours is integration. This is a period of time where a lot of things are going on in your sign, and you're trying to integrate and acclimate to this new energy. This is a time for you to feel that new integration and that new perspective of energy that's coming in. Allow that integration, allow that new perspective, and just allow it to kind of unfold. You're not necessarily the best at letting it unfold. You tend to want to know the future. You want to know the direction that it's going in. But this is a time where the future hasn't necessarily been decided yet. Allow that integration of new energy, that integration of new information into your system and see what direction it takes you in. Just sit with it, feel it, see what it has to say. If it's negative, that might not be something that is coming from your higher self. That is something that you personally, as a person, need to deal with. So just feel whatever is coming in. Anything that's negative is something for you to deal with. And Pisces, yours is healing tools. There are tools out there for you to tap into to do the work that you need to do. This can go for all signs, but especially for Pisces. There's all kinds of things that are out there that you can utilize. You don't just have to use the traditional methods, and you don't just have to suffer and do things yourself. This is an opportunity for you to utilize those healing tools and to see what you can transform and what you can become. This is a year of transformation. It's a year of endings and changes, and things are going to be easier if you deal with them as they come up rather than pushing them off and trying to delay them. So again, I'm Sarah from Soul Heart Intuitive Coaching. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. I would love to start a dialogue with you, so feel free to comment below. You can find me at www.soulheartintuitivecoaching.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I hope you have a great week, and I will talk to you soon. Remember to be compassionate with yourself and with other people. The world desperately needs it right now. So I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.